So before I forget, what sewing machine do you have? Because I think I'm just going to buy a simple basic one so I can make adjustments to various things in my life that don't fit right.
Like $25. It's like a little mini tabletop
Perfect.
one. Yeah.
Excellent.
It's
I love that
perfect
for
for like,
myself. All
you
right.
gotta
Well,
hem a pant leg or
yeah.
just
All right. Well, I'm going to
easy
look into
stuff.
that.
Yeah.
Mostly, I just want to start adjusting all of my various
Yeah.
non-short
Yeah, I use
shouldered
it to fix my
tops.
bra straps. Okay. It's saying trying to reconnect. Okay, we're reconnected. It's slow this morning. The internet is slow this morning.
Okay. That was a short.
Okay.
What's
All
going
right.
on in
Well,
the
what are you
neighborhood?
sharing with me today?
I would like to take a moment. This is a public service announcement to remind people that the person you are talking to about whatever various thing that makes you upset or that you disagree with or that you don't like or that is a disruption in your life is probably not the person that can really do anything to make that change. So when you go to 7 different people at an organization to try and tell the story, none of those 7 people can make the change. All they can do is tell you what the enforceable policies and procedures are. That's it. That's all they can do. Your beef is with somebody who is much, much, much higher up, who's probably not going to have a conversation with you about it, and who's probably not going to make a massive change to a policy, a law, an addenda, any of those things, because you are moderately inconvenienced. 7 different people in 3 days told this person the same thing. Then they came in an 8th time and asked for somebody who has nothing to do with anything at all. And that person said, "Hey, Sharon, could you go talk to this person?" And I said, "Absolutely." To which I went out and said, "We've spoken. And I told you, this is what you need to do. So that's what you need to do. No wools, no yeah buts. None of those. Go forth and
Um,
prosper."
I feel your
That's it.
pain.
That's all it is.
And yeah, that sounds like Karen wanted to speak to the manager, and there's just no manager for Karen to speak to.
Karen's already spoken to the manager. 7 different managers Karen's already spoke to, who have all told her the
Oh
same thing.
man, she needs.
Karen, the receptionist, can't help you. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Yes.
I wish we
Yes.
could tell people what we're
Yes.
talking about, but
Also, as we let's just oh, I
yeah,
can't. Yeah. But it doesn't matter really the context of the story. It doesn't change the fact that
yeah. It doesn't change that
7
it
different
is what it
people.
is. Um,
Additionally, I have another PS.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Additionally, I have another PSA as we rapidly approach summer here in the beautiful city of Huntington Beach, where there are lots of fire pits and lots of people like to go build fires and stay at the beach and have a big shindig and a big rally. Let's remember that you are not the only person who had that bright idea to go do that same thing. And that when I tell you at 9 a.m., they're all claimed. People are at every single one of them, and they are all gone. And you didn't get there in time. I'm not being mean. I'm not lying. I'm not being sarcastic. It's just on. Oh, we lost her. Let's wait. What time are we at? 4:45. 4:45.
All right. So fire
Okay.
pits.
Fire pits. Yeah. So when you get there, now the city of Huntington Beach has 5 fire pits that you can reserve for $200. And a lot of people think, wow, that's crazy. But if you don't want to get there at 7 a.m., 6 a.m., 5 a.m., and sit all day, and it's away from most other people, and you have like 200 people coming or 150 people coming, or you're going to do a whole like special thing and people are going to set up and table and cater, whatever, that's the best way to do it. But you got to reserve those sometimes 90 days in advance. They're basically sold out every
Mm.
Saturday for the whole summer already.
Yeah. How,
Insanity.
like, when do people start? Yeah, you said 90 days. So, like,
Yeah.
beginning of the year, or is that the maximum you can go is
It's
90 days out, or
Yeah, so it opens 90 days prior to
right?
whatever date that is. But
Mm-hmm.
go on to, I get that people, right, Saturday you have the whole day off, you have, but like maybe try it, take a half day on a Tuesday and come out and like the beach closes at 10. Most people are within an hour drive. Like you're home by 11, you can still go to work the next day maybe, like
You
it's
know, a
it
fire
it's
pit is not the greatest
it's
thing.
not that big.
Somebody
It's
has to
not.
manage it. Somebody has to be in charge of it. It's
I
someone
mean, if
might
you've
fall
never
into it.
Yeah, if you've never done like it's a fun thing to do, right? You're having a big bunch of people and you've got like it's a beach day that also
Mm-hmm.
allows you to do a fire pit. But you could also
Right.
like bring your own barbecue as long as you're in the same general area as all the other ones,
Right.
light your own. Like bring your own.
Yeah. Bring your own
It
little
is
portable fire pit. Do they allow
yeah.
that?
Well,
Yeah.
there's going to be so many
Yeah.
people there as long as you're in the same vicinity as all the other ones, nobody's going to notice. Like don't drag it to the
Yeah.
surf line.
Yeah.
Like it's wall to wall people and pop-ups and
Oh
barbecue.
yeah.
Like so if you pulled out a little, little chamoya and you started lighting your own with your group and you're in the same, nobody's going to
Yeah.
notice.
No one's gonna care. Yeah, I
No.
know. Well, I remember when we were in Cancun at this resort, and by the time, like by 6 a.m., all the cabanas by the pool all had people's stuff on them. So people go out in the middle of the night, and I was tempted to just take everybody's magazines, towels, everything, just collect it all up, throw it in a bush, and start over for those of us that got up at like 8, that wanted to just go sit by the pool for an hour. It was like, it's just Americans are such assholes about, you know, that's my spot.
Yeah.
I'm saving my spot, the territorial thing. And
There
and
are
it's become a real problem
and
at
there
some
are
resorts.
yeah. There are people that will go steal your pile of wood or your dumb chair or whatever it is and be like, "This is my pit
Hmm.
now." Like you run that risk, and then what are you going to do? Come in? You're going to get into a fight? Like it,
Yeah.
there's there
Well,
what are you
same
gonna
thing
have them
with
arrest?
campsites.
Like there's nothing anybody could do.
Yeah. Same thing with campsites. It used to be you could leave a folding chair or, just leave one piece of your stuff there, and that counted as, reserved. And what people would do is they'd leave a chair and then they'd drive around and see if they could find a better campsite and then come back. So in the meantime, people that are actually looking for, now it's all you have to reserve online, but like first come, first serve when it used to be that way, it was nuts. It was nuts. And,
Nuts.
I don't know.
And on the 4th of
Okay,
July,
so
they
my
come running out onto the
oh,
sand
forget
at
it.
like four. Sorry, yeah, 4:45 in the morning. They're
It's
running on the beach
it's
with
not even light
flashlights.
out. God.
Welcome to summer.
Okay, our connection is struggling here. So, I don't know. Hopefully everybody can hear us. Let's just give it a hot minute to catch up with us. Come on, internet. You can do it. We know you're there. All right. Well, my Kersey is this just kind of it's something I notice, and it for like a split second it just gets me. And that is when you're driving somewhere and it's either really early in the morning or really late in the evening, and you see a sign, you see a business with its open sign on. And for a split second, I'm like, no, Pizza Hut can't possibly be open at 5 o'clock. And no, they're not open. Oh, here we go. We've been Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's try this again.
All right.
So I'll start over. Um, Something that always gets me for like a split second when I'm driving early in the morning or late in the evening and you see a business that has their open sign on. And for like 2 seconds, I'm like, Pizza Hut is open for breakfast this early at 5:30 in the morning? No, that can't be right. Somebody forgot to turn the sign off last night. But just for that like split second moment, it's like, huh, I didn't realize. Oh, never mind. Nope, somebody forgot. So, if
Breakfast
that
pizza.
happens, breakfast pizza. Um, Second thing that is actually pretty funny right now is all of the foreigners who are here visiting for the World Cup and their fascination with American life, culture, especially the food, the restaurants, our stores. Watching their videos is pretty fascinating. There was a few talking about ranch dressing. Like they don't have that in other countries, or it's not the same as here. Going to Walmart is like a whole big thing. They're standing there staring at gallons of milk. Like, you don't have gallons of milk in your country? Or is it just the sheer volume? Or I don't know. There was a guy that posted a video about, he's like, what's with all these chairs in front of people's houses? They just sit on chairs in front of their house and do what? We don't do that in my country. We sit inside. And he's like, why does everyone have a basketball net in front of their house? I don't understand. It's like, okay, that's what we do here. Like restaurants. This guy went to a steakhouse and had a ribeye and almost lost his mind. So,
I saw that guy.
and wine and a ribeye. But I heard a guy say that he's like, I've traveled across the United States for the better part of a year. I think he had an accent like he was from England, I think. And he's like, it is truly the best country. Truly it is. I'm like, well, I wouldn't go that far, but okay. I mean, we got a lot of stuff here. This is true.
I I got on Boston, Scotland TikTok because you scroll once and then it keeps going. And let me tell you, the stuff from those is so fun and so amazing. They just take over. The fact that they like bars are running out of booze is awesome. I love it. They weren't ready for the Scots. Now, the whole bunch of them, a whole bunch of them, instead of going home, have decided to travel to Florida to go watch games
Yeah.
in Florida and just. So Florida's about to run out of booze.
Oh God. It's just funny. It's funny that the stuff that they're fascinated by, that I guess when we went to Ireland, I remember that the stuff does taste different. Like the condiments, they had that whatever that brown sauce is. The
Like
ketchup
a
tastes
gravy.
different. It's just stuff is different. But I
Well,
mean, but
they don't have a bunch of shit in theirs.
the ranch dressing though, I mean, don't base ranch dressing on Hidden Valley. Hidden Valley kind of sucks. Like I like to make my own with the packet, or I like how restaurants make it, but I don't buy Hidden Valley Ranch. That it's bleh, I don't like it.
No,
It's gross. But I'm laughing at
it's there's a weird taste to it.
yeah, it's a very processed taste. But
Yeah.
it's just funny how their minds are blown about things we have and things we do here. So, all right. So today's
Or
topic,
some of the things that they think is really really amazing, and you're just like, wow, if you think that's good, you should go really try this
yeah,
other place because that's kind of
exactly.
it. Like if they'll go to like Chili's or they'll go to like In and Out, and In and Out's a fine burger, but like there's
Yeah,
definitely
there's
better
way better
burgers.
stuff, way
Like
different stuff. Um,
yeah.
so today's topic was born from I was doom scrolling one evening, and there was a woman talking about things that she mentions or she'll be discussing with somebody else, and her daughter or niece or whoever it was just is kind of like, I don't understand what that means. So kind of like a generational gap between things that we used to say or expressions that we grew up with that younger generations just have no clue. And the example was a shotgun wedding. They were talking about a shotgun wedding. And she said, well, what's a shotgun wedding? And so they were explaining it to her. You know, it's when the girl is pregnant and they have to get married. Well, where does the shotgun come from? Well, so they had to explain that, back in, I don't know how long ago, but you were getting married because the family was forcing you to at gunpoint, basically, telling you need to marry her or we will shoot you. And her expression was like, why would they do that? Who would do that? Well, a woman's virtue is at stake.
Well,
A family reputation is at stake. So, yeah. So that kind of led me into what other types of phrases and idioms and things that we grew up with that younger generations don't understand. And shotgun kind of, kicked it off for me because you have riding shotgun, which goes back to
yeah.
the stagecoach days when you had somebody that rode next to you while you were driving to look out for people trying to rob the stagecoach. So, that transferred to when we would be going somewhere, you'd call shotgun because no one wants to sit in the back seat. The front seat is the best. There's also gun shack, which is
And
a
then
house
there's all the
that's
unwritten
you
rules
see
about
them in the
who
South.
can
They're
call shotgun and
constructed
when
like
you
a
call shotgun and whether or not it's valid. And there's a lot of shotgun
who
rules.
can call shotgun and when you can call shotgun. Yep. A shotgun shack is a narrow rectangular house, typically one room wide and several rooms deep with no interior hallways. Basically, if you open the front door and open the back door, you could fire a shotgun straight through it. So they're very popular in the South. They were cheap to put up, and for working families and middle class families, they were very popular. And then the last one I had was shotgunning a beer. Do the kids still do that? That was something I could never master.
They do. I think
But
they're shotgunning
basically,
like high noons and Trulies now, not really beers, but they're still shotgunning things.
or doing shots. That was something I could not drink alcohol fast. Beer bongs, things like that. I just couldn't do it. Especially beer because it foams up, it's coming out your nose. It's a whole thing.
It's the
Not
bubbles.
happening. The bubbles. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you got?
They do have a cute little they do have a cute little thing called a shambong, which is like a
Mm-hmm.
little champagne glass with a little flute attached to it that I mean if you're into champagne, it's kind of fun if you're participating in like a bachelor or bachelorette party, that might be kind of fun to have. They're cute
Yep.
little things. Now, the first one that came to my mind and was like, give me the 411, like, what's the 411 on that? And I think like most people understand what that means, but I don't think they understand what the 411 reference is.
Mm-hmm.
That like when you'd call 411 and ask like information. You'd ask a question like, could you give me the phone number to blah blah blah, or can you tell me what time such like it was basically analog Google. Like it was. So when you wanted to get now people usually say like, what's the T? That's the phrase that has replaced give me the 411.
But wasn't 411 just for phone numbers? It wasn't like general
Yes, but
information, like what's the
it was,
weather?
and it was phone numbers. I think, yeah, I think it was basically like what you could get out of the phone book. But I think that people also would call and ask those other questions. I don't think they would just look up the phone number to whatever said place you were trying to get information to and give you the phone number to call the place. So, like primitive analog information.
This is true. How about sounds like a broken record? You sound like a broken record. So without having vinyl to grow up with, they don't know what that means because you would have like a skip in your record, or um, there'd be dirt on the record, and it would skip, or it would get stuck and like repeat itself over and over and over. So without growing up with that, I don't think they
It
know
would
what
just
that
go
means.
clunk, clunk.
Yep.
Yeah, it would just be just over and over, over and over.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I think most people understand the gist of what the phrase is, but they don't understand why
Where it
it's
came from.
there.
Yep.
Yeah. And then also the other one, ringing off the hook.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, most people understand that means that somebody's like stalker dialing, but you had the handset that you would talk to, right? The people that our age do this because that's kind of what the phone looked like, and it was on a hook, and it would ring. So if it was ringing over and over and over, ringing off the hook,
Yep.
that made it sound like the phone was going to jump off the hook.
Right. Yeah, because the old phones, it had a physical bell inside of it, and it vibrated. And so that was
They were heavy.
the image you were supposed to have of it's ringing so much and vibrating so much, it's going to fall. It's going to jump off the hook. It's going to vibrate itself off the hook. How about survey says? I don't think that Steve Harvey does that anymore on Family Feud, but that was a huge thing growing up, where
Yeah, I don't know.
if you were trying to get an answer to
Yeah,
a
I don't know
question,
what he
you'd be like,
says.
survey says?
Yeah. Oh, he was so creepy.
Oh, Richard Dawson? Oh, yeah.
That's a whole other podcast
yeah.
we could do.
Yeah.
Oh, the amount of
He would kiss everybody on the lips.
not
It was
okay.
like, ugh. Yeah.
He would sexually assault people. Straight up.
Straight up. All right.
Now, when somebody says, "Do you want leaded or unleaded coffee?" It's referred to as being caffeinated or decaf. But first of all, who drinks decaf coffee these days? Does it even still exist?
It does. Yeah.
Um,
People do.
Leaded, yeah. So leaded or unleaded, there were cars. So you have like currently now what gas is 70? Is it 76, 78, 91 octane?
So,
There
yeah, something like
was
that.
Yeah, there was unleaded gas, which is probably like equivalent to like maybe a diesel. So you had just different cars, different engines required different gas. I don't even know that they make unleaded gas anymore.
You mean leaded gas?
Sorry, leaded gas.
Yeah. I don't know. And what's funny is I remember flipping down the back license plate, because that's where the gas. That's where
Oh
where you had
yeah.
to
You just
undo the gas cap. That was kind of cool if you had a little flip down license
also
plate.
yeah, and if you got rear-ended hard enough, your car could explode.
What was it? The Pinto?
Safety. It was the Pinto. Yeah, we had the Pinto wagon. I don't think it was the wagon that had it. I think it was the hatchback, but yeah, it
Yeah.
was the Pinto. We had an orange Pinto
Oh
wagon.
God, we had a red Chevy Duster. Yeah, that was my mom's
Awesome.
little car we tootled around in. How about in a pickle? So
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean,
I
the,
didn't.
the
Yeah,
gens
that's not on my
the
list.
gens love their pickles, but in a pickle
I love pickles.
means, well, originally it meant that you were inebriated, you were drunk, you were pickled, you were in a pickle.
Okay.
But now I think it kind of means like you're in trouble or you're in a difficult situation. In a pickle.
I had when you Bogart stuff. I don't know how I don't know how the term came about and why it's
Dude,
Bogart.
don't Bogart that.
Bogarting stuff is when you decide it's yours
Yeah.
and it's really not.
Or you take more, like you're sharing something with someone and they
Yeah.
take more than their share.
Right.
Like, dude, don't Bogart that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. How about book on, Fleabag?
Oh, I have that. Shout out to Anita,
Anita.
from Macy's.
I
don't know if that was
I don't know how
wildly common.
exactly. I don't know how widespread that was, but we certainly said it a lot. It meant get away from me, weirdo, or move
yeah,
on.
the first time she said that, oh, it was so awesome. Oh man, book on Fleabag. I'm like, I am footnoting. I am
Yep.
banking. That is mine
How
now.
about what's your beef? Not to be confused
Yeah.
with where's the
Yeah.
beef. That was something different. But
Something totally
what's your
different.
beef? What's your problem? And
Yeah.
where's the beef was a Wendy's commercial, but that we certainly said enough. Like it kind of turned into like, well, where's the substance of this? Where's the beef?
Right. Now this one popped up, and it just brings me back to such fond memories. Strange things are afoot at the Circle K. Like we would say that, which was a line from Bill and
I was
Ted's
gonna say,
Excellent Adventure, which
yeah.
is so much fun. But like anytime something weird was going down, you're like,
Strange things
something
are afoot
strange is
at the
afoot
Circle
at
K.
the Circle K. Or anytime you drive by a Circle K, you would just say that.
The other
But
one was
yeah,
there's a meeting in the ladies' room.
yeah,
That meant we
yeah.
need to go to the ladies' room and talk about something. And that was the
We can't do it here.
who sang that song? There's a meeting in the ladies' room. We'll be back real soon.
It's gonna be one of those things where you're gonna go, "Oh, I didn't think it was that person,
It was
but
like
it
Pebbles
is."
or something like that. I don't know. One of those Power 106 80s
Something or other.
bands. Okay, how about Bite the Bullet? Now
Oh
that's a
yeah,
Civil
yeah.
War or a war reference usually, where if you gotta chop their leg off, well, you gotta have something to bite on. So bite this bullet because it's hard. You're not gonna bite through it. You're
Right,
gonna break your teeth before you bite through that
right,
bullet. But it just means,
right.
grin and bear it. It means just take it
Yeah,
because it's gonna hurt, but you're gonna have to take it to get through it.
you just got to get
Yeah,
through it. Now you just, you could
yeah.
just take a bunch of drugs and then you don't have to feel it. If you can get your hands on them, it's a better way to go. When I say, let me go to my virtual Rolodex or let me scroll through my Rolodex to find that, a lot of people do not know that reference. They were like little index cards, and they either turned, rolled, or they flipped through, and you had letters A, B, C, and then you would have the person's name, phone number, and address, and then they'd be in order. So like when you'd go to write your Christmas cards, you'd flip through your Rolodex and you'd write Christmas cards to people. Or if somebody was like, "Oh, I need the number to a plumber," you're like, "Oh, I got one in my
Yep.
Rolodex. Hold on," and then you hand
It
it
was
off.
at
So
your fingertips.
I think, yeah, I think most people understand the context of it, but they don't know what an actual Rolodex is.
Yeah.
I could be
How
wrong.
about stubborn as a mule? How many Gen Zers have actually seen a mule like in action?
Be stubborn.
Yeah, like I mean, we've seen
Yeah,
plenty
probably
of
not
baby
many.
donkey videos and things like that, but mules,
The baby
when they don't want
goats.
to go, they are not going. And
No, they're done.
we used to have mule days near where we used to live, and part of that was a race with the mule. And if the mule didn't want to go, you were done. You lost that race. So, I mean, you weren't
That's it.
riding
It's
the mule,
over.
you were leading the mule, and there were like little things you had to perform. And that mule would at one point just stop and say, I'm not going anymore. And from what I understand, they do that when they sense danger or they're fearful or they're in a situation where it's like, I'm not comfortable, so I'm just going to stop. And that's why they do that. So stubborn as a mule, I ain't doing it. Not doing it.
Nope.
But I don't know how many people have actually seen that with a mule.
No, I've seen plenty of dog videos where someone's out taking their dog for a walk and the dog just
Yeah.
stops. But like you can pick the dog up
Right.
in most cases and just carry it. But the
No.
mule's a little bit it's a little bit heavier,
Or
bigger.
how about kicks like a mule?
Oh yeah,
We'd
yeah.
say that in
That's
reference
another
to
one.
like you'd take a drink that was especially
Yep.
potent and you'd be like, "Ooh, it kicks like a mule." And, mules
Yeah.
do kick.
Or if something was a little spicy, sometimes you kicks like a mule.
Mules
a
do
little
kick.
spice.
Do not get behind a mule; they'll
Yes,
kick
they
you.
do. No.
Um,
How about a collect call?
oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I found that one. I went, that's a good
You
one.
used to have to
Back in the day, yeah.
call.
You had to pay. Yeah, you had to pay for phone calls. Phone calls weren't free. And if you didn't have money, you could press 0 for the operator and you could say, I'd like to make a collect call. And then you'd give the operator the number and they'd dial it. And then the person would answer. And then a recording would go, would you like to accept a collect call from whoever it was? Now, there's been some scenes in movies where they didn't want to pay for the call.
Yeah.
So they're like at the hospital having a baby and they want to tell them it's a baby girl. So they call and they say, would you like to take a collect call from baby girl? And the person would say no and hang up. So they didn't have to pay
Right.
for it, but they got the message that the baby was a girl or whatever the answer to the question was. So yeah,
Well,
that was real.
And also,
I remember collect.
if you didn't use all your time that you paid for with the money that you put in the payphone, you'd get money back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was just a weird world
you change.
of payphones. It used to be a dime to
Yeah.
make a phone call, and then they'd interrupt your call, and you'd have to add more money. But if you put in a quarter and called
time
home
is
and said,
about-
"Mom, I'm ready, come pick me up," and hung up, you'd get your quarter back usually.
Yeah. Or
Yep.
you'd get some change back.
Exactly. How about some references from movies that kind of became
Yeah.
everyday vernacular, like "nobody puts baby in a corner" from Dirty Dancing. I love using that one. And also "read my lips," Helen Keller. That one's a little spicy, but
Which, by the way, the fact that the I don't believe Helen Keller is real stuff that's out there. And I believe there has been some evidence to substantiate the fact that she wasn't completely
Right.
deaf, dumb, and blind all at the same time. But still, we've got to, I think, applaud the accomplishments of
Right.
somebody who had a lot of struggles, but was still able to
function.
forge
Yeah.
forward.
Well, I mean, and back in those days when somebody was in some of those conditions, they just stuck them in a home, stuck them in a like asylum
Yeah.
type of thing, and they just kind of rotted away.
Yeah.
Like kids with Down syndrome, they didn't know what to do with that.
Yeah.
So,
No.
how about?
Now, I
Yeah, go ahead.
remember I had a conversation. I was talking to my mom just in general about just, special ed education and IEPs and some of those things. And she's like, I don't remember having any of that. I said, we didn't have it either. If you were quote unquote R word, I don't want to get anybody upset. If you were deemed that in school, they put you in a different school. Like you were shipped off to a completely different place. And it was you, and then you were clumped together with other people. I think the one by us was technically called the deaf and dumb. I think it was called deaf
Yeah.
and dumb. That whatever your major malfunction was, you just got, and you had to be significant. If you were, what today's slightly autistic version is, you were still in regular school and you were just picked on
Yeah,
probably,
you just
or like
struggled. You were on the low end of the class
Yeah.
sometimes. Yeah.
yeah, you just there weren't a whole lot of options. And then if you were worse, then they shipped you over to the deaf and dumb school. Like that that was it. You were that or
Right.
that. And I think, that there is right now there's too many categories and it's really hard. You can't have a specialized education system for every single human being in a class that needs it.
At
You have
every
to have
level.
some
Yeah.
kind of it's rough. We all, people learn differently and you just gotta. Yeah, I was not a good student, so I was probably borderline getting shipped over to the deaf and dumb school. So it was not smart.
How about when you tell somebody you're going to nuke something?
Yeah,
Like, oh, we need to heat that up. Just nuke it.
Just nuke
nuke
it.
it. That meant putting it in the microwave. And
yes, that did mean putting it in the microwave.
basically we're assuming that we're using nuclear technology to heat our food.
Well,
Go ahead.
and I think probably that stems from when you do throw something in the microwave, the chance that it's going to scorch it completely and make it virtually unedible,
Inedible.
like a nuclear bomb
Yeah.
would do to a city is probably
Pretty
a little
accurate.
true. Pretty accurate.
How about telling somebody, hey, you're a real Houdini?
Yeah. It's usually meant with
Yep.
sarcasm. It is usually
It's
not a
usually like,
compliment.
you mess something up. Well, you're a real Houdini. But, Houdini was an escape artist. Um, I mean,
Yeah.
we refer to our pets sometimes when they get out. Oh, he pulled a Houdini, got out of the yard.
They just
Yeah.
disappeared. How I have two that kind of mean the same thing. We're gonna hightail it out of here. I don't know where it comes from, but it just means we're gonna get out of here super fast. Or bounce, like let's bounce. Like
Like,
that
boom.
means we
Like,
just gotta we're gonna hop right
I'm
on
gonna
out.
jump on that trampoline and just launch myself over the fence, and I'm gone. You ain't seeing me.
I'm out of here.
I think
I'm
hightail
gonna bounce
might
hightail it.
come from like when you see a deer bounding away. You just see
Okay.
their
Yeah.
tail going up in the air and then they're gone, kind of thing. I
I would
mean,
imagine it's some sort of reference to an
I just made
animal.
that up, but it sounds good. It sounds like it
Maybe a
could be.
roadrunner
Yeah, maybe.
also
Any
hightails it
kind of
out of there.
animal
I don't
with a
know.
tail in the air when they run away, their tail is high and they're gone.
Fast.
They're fast. They don't see them. I had a bunch of like just one word or phrases that kind of our day that the youngers may
Yeah.
not understand. Gag me with a spoon from our Valley Girl days. That just meant I'm going to vomit because this is so icky. How about take a chill pill? Yep.
Yeah, that was a big
Like
one.
basically take a Xanax, take a chill pill.
Yeah.
Valium.
I liked Audi 5000.
We're out of 5,000. Meant we're out
Or
of
Audi
here.
5000.
Was
Yeah.
that from a movie?
But also like yeah, it was from Clueless.
Okay.
But like also we're high scale out of here. Like we're Audi
Out of
5000.
5,000.
Yeah.
When you'd say psych to someone like, yeah, we're coming to your party. Psych. Or not. Yep,
That was another one
not.
that we did. Yeah.
Or as if. As
Yeah.
if.
A lot of good ones came from Clueless and from Valley Girl, I think.
Bogus. Dude, that's bogus.
Now, gnarly here in Southern California was always very popular because it was really more of a surf term, but then through the wonderful movie Valley Girl, gnarly became more like
Oh,
gross.
Fast Times too.
Was it involved? Was it?
Yeah.
Fast Times. No, it was definitely Fast Times. Not that. Yeah. So, surfing, it was really more of a surf reference. Like the waves are really like, they're big and they're scary and
They're gnarly.
they're gnarly.
Tubular.
Gnarly, dude. Tubular.
Awesome bitchin'. How about, dude, don't be a narc.
What movie is it? What is it? It's with Sandra Bullock. Oh, and they're undercover
Oh, it's
agents,
Miss
like
Congeniality.
one of those. Yeah, and they're at the table in a house in Boston. Are you a knock?
Knock.
You a knock? She's like, am I a what? A knock? Like, are you a
Don't
knock?
be a narc. I
have
mean, that
no
was
idea.
like, if somebody told on you, dude, don't be a narc.
Yeah.
I mean, it could have nothing to do with
Yeah.
drugs.
The teacher was like, who had the pencil last? And the person on the other side of the room goes, she did,
Narc.
she did. It's
Narc.
Yeah, narc, yeah.
How
Yeah.
about talk to the hand? Talk to the
Yeah,
hand.
that was a
Because the
good
rest
one.
of me ain't listening.
Yep. Yeah, that was
Talk
a
to
good
the
one.
hand.
How about reach out and touch someone? Which did not mean reach out and physically touch someone. It meant pick up the phone and make a phone call. Was it
that
maybe
was a
an
song.
AT&T
Yeah, it was
commercial
a
or something?
song. Was it
Yeah.
Dionne Warwick? Or one, reach out
Maybe.
and touch somebody's hand.
Someone's
Make this
hand.
world a better place if we can. I think it was like Hands Across America. It was around that time. But yeah, then it became like an AT&T or a Sprint commercial. They used it. Yeah.
Something, yeah.
How about whack? When you say something's whack, like
Oh,
crack
yeah.
is whack. Thank you, Whitney Houston. May she rest in peace. Dude, that's whack. What else did I have on here? Walk it off. Just walk it off.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think kids hear that enough
Yeah.
now. Walk it off. Just walk it off.
You're okay.
Walk it off. I mean,
That was that the title of who was it? The Al Davis's book, Walk It Off, something, there's some reference to something similar was the because that obviously way more common now. Anytime there was a
Right.
injury in athletics and field, it was
You'd
just
walk it
you
off.
go, like you don't care. Like
Yeah.
we're gonna inject you with something so you can't feel it, and you just gotta move
Yeah.
on.
And same thing with like, hey, I screwed that up today. Well, just go walk it off. You'll be fine.
Yep.
Just take a little walk.
How about what's your major malfunction, bro?
What movie was that from?
Oh, it's like some Western or some war movie or some movie that I don't. It said what movie it was from, but I don't
What's your
remember it
major
being for that movie. So I don't
malfunction?
think ever. But I don't remember ever seeing that movie. But I do remember saying that phrase. So when somebody's like crashing out, to use today's terms, you'd be like, "Bro, what's your major malfunction? What thing inside of you is making you completely?"
Was it like Weird Science or one of those movies?
No,
Or
it was
what's your major malfunction? I can picture,
I'll
who I
Google
can
it.
picture saying that is, oh crap, what's it? I just lost his name now. He's got three names.
Full Metal Jacket.
It's from Full Metal Jacket. Okay.
Yeah.
I could picture, what's his face?
It probably was in 6 other movies after that.
I can't remember now. It'll come to me. Robert Downey Jr. I could picture him saying that, but it wasn't him. How about the saying "cut the mustard"?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, that was a
I
good
mean,
one.
it like when you say something doesn't cut the mustard, it means it's not good enough. But I don't know where that originated from. Why are you cutting mustard? Mustard doesn't cut unless it's old. So if you don't, if you're, and we can't confuse it with
Mustard.
cut the cheese. That's something
Maybe
different.
it's very different. Maybe they mean you're cutting the mustard like you're adding something to it to make it not so pungent.
Oh, okay.
So
Like
you're cutting
like
it,
when you
not physically slicing it. You're folding something into it
right,
to kind of
like when you cut drugs, like you're
dilute
cutting
it.
that Coke with the baby
Yes.
powder, that type of thing.
Yes.
Okay.
You're cutting the
Yeah.
mustard.
Or
You're
yeah.
diluting
Yeah.
it.
Cut the cheese was
Yeah.
something completely different. So, um, how about
How about
go
like
ahead.
I didn't peg you for a rock star, right?
Peg
The word
you.
peg.
Yeah.
Remember? You'd be like, I didn't peg her for a drug user. I
Yeah.
didn't peg her for an alcoholic.
Yeah.
I didn't, right? Like when you didn't like I think that right like not to be confused with fitting a round peg in a square hole or vice versa, but this is one that fits perfectly. Like you didn't think
Right.
that person, right? It didn't match. They didn't match.
Yeah. I didn't think of that one.
I don't know that I used it all that often.
Yeah. How about throw in the towel? So that's an old
Oh
boxing
yeah. Yep.
reference.
That's an old boxing
Yeah.
one
So
for
when
sure,
your
yeah.
when your manager decided you were done, they would throw the towel down to say he's done. Throwing in the towel.
It's like waving the
Waving
white
the
flag.
white flag. Yep.
Same thing.
We're
Give
done.
up.
Giving up. Burning the midnight oil. That is a
Yeah.
pre-electricity reference when you had to use oil lamps. So you were up late burning the oil that you would save for midnight. You're burning the midnight oil. Let's see. The last one I have is boys will be boys. And
Oh,
that's not a real popular one
that
these
one
days.
is. It is not at all. It is. I think also like there are some things that yes, and I think it's more like kids will be kids because, and it's mostly because like they're dumb and they don't know better.
Right.
So take that as a teaching opportunity to allow them to understand that whatever said behavior is needs to be corrected.
Yep.
Yes, it's definitely not popular these
No.
days. Because I think it started getting lumped into too many behaviors that were not acceptable. And so you just catch all phrase it.
Yeah. Well,
Catch all,
boys will
right?
be
There's another one.
boys.
Yeah. Yes, they will. And bad parents will be bad parents.
Sorry. All right. You got any more?
That's it. That's all I
Okay.
got.
Well,
Well, my other favorite one, right on.
right on.
Right on.
Right on. And then
I mean,
right
yeah,
on Radical
I get it.
Dude.
Yeah.
was another one.
Right on, Radical Dude.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that came from a movie.
probably.
But yeah, I mean, and that's, a lot of phrases and catchphrases and figures of speech do come from movies, and then we want to quote them forever.
I just thought of one that I don't know that most people would get that reference when two people say something at the same time, right? You usually say
Jinx.
jinx, or you turn to each other and go, "Who's on first?" So who's on first was a so Abbott and Costello. I think it's funny, right? It's from the probably what 40s or something, the 30s or the 40s. It's still in black and white, and they do this whole bit about baseball, and the names of the people playing the game are
Who?
uh, also being
What?
used
Yeah.
as right.
How?
Yeah. So who's on first? What's on second? I don't know. Third
Yeah.
base. So it just does this whole roundabout thing where you get like right. So when somebody like when you both don't know something, right? And people like two people at the same time go, I don't know. You just say, oh, third base, right?
Yeah.
So those are also references that probably not a whole lot of people know.
Yeah, when you'd say something at the same time as somebody, it would be Jinx, buy me a Coke. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know where that came from. That was like a playground thing, I think. Yeah. Okay, what you talking about, Willis?
Well, we just did
I
them
know.
all, so I don't have any
Well,
more.
I had a couple more that go with this theme. So, the term Mexican standoff.
Oh
So, a
yeah,
Mexican
yeah.
standoff is used a lot in movies and TV shows where you have, it's kind of an impossible situation where you have two or three people, each one has a gun pointed at the other, and nothing's going to happen until somebody gives, or a third, fourth,
Yeah.
fifth party intervenes. Why it's called a Mexican standoff, I'm not really sure. The only information I found is
Probably some sort of yeah.
because calling something Mexican used to be a term of confusion. Possibly, I think because it's a language thing. Someone speaking
Maybe.
Spanish,
Oh.
or people like to say he's speaking Mexican. Well, it's Spanish, but okay. But I think that's where it may have come from. Like it's foreign and
Speaking
we
of
don't understand it. It's
speaking of
confusing.
yesterday, I was at work and somebody handed me a credit card, and I'm like, "Oh, we don't take American Express." And he goes, "It's not. It's just a debit card." And it looked like an American Express, but it said Mexican Express on it. But it was kind of like the same color.
Yeah.
I'm like, "You probably get that a lot." He goes, "I do." I'm like, "That is hilarious." Also, the guy I gave a discount to because there were 10 people in one line as I stood there in an open line, and he went around all of them and came to my line. So I gave him a discount because he was
Yeah.
smart
It's not Amex.
on his Mexican
It's
Express card.
Amex.
Yes.
The other one I had is, did you ever do a Chinese fire drill?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that's when you're waiting at a red light and everybody gets out of the car and runs around the car and gets back in before the light turns green. Now,
Where does that come
okay,
from?
well, I looked it up and they think it came from a maritime reference where there was some kind of fire on a ship and they were being told to put the fire out. And so they were doing a bucket brigade with water. And instead of throwing it on the
Okay.
fire, they were throwing it over the side of the ship. And so, since they were Chinese laborers or Chinese immigrants, they called it a Chinese fire drill.
Oh, okay.
And so, again, it's meant to define something as confusing and nonsensical. But yeah, so a lot of these types of vernacular and phrases are leaving our what's the word I'm looking
Well, I
for?
feel they're
It's
probably super offensive
Yeah,
these
it's
days.
considered offensive. So it's leaving our slowly leaving our like kind of like an Indian giver, calling
Yeah, I was
someone
gonna
an
say an
Indian
Indian
giver.
giver's another one. That one went fast.
Yeah, so
That
that
one's
stuff
been
is
gone for
is
a while.
disappearing from our everyday.
Benedict Arnold.
Yeah, calling someone a Benedict Arnold. Yeah, it's leaving our everyday vernacular, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. But you still have older generations that I can say still use them. And
Yeah.
a lot of it comes from, hey, we fought wars, we went overseas, and this is what we called the people of these other
These
countries.
things
So
at the
at the
time.
time. But that's all I got.
That's all I
All
got.
right. Well, and I mean, we're trying to understand the younger generations catchphrases and things. It changes so fast, and they don't want us to know because
It's
it's
fine.
kind of cracking their
That's
code.
fine.
But it's fun to watch some of the creators out there, like Mr. Lindsay, the teacher on TikTok.
Yeah.
TikTok. The teachers are the best because they're with the kids all day long, so they hear it.
All day
So
long.
they're like,
Yeah.
here's what they're saying, and here's what it means, and um, it's just kind of fun.
And the fun teachers that lean into them, that try and then make them their own, they're fun. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You give them a little.
All right.
But
Well,
now everybody's on summer break, so enjoy
yeah.
summer. All for all the kids listening to our show.
Because there's so many. I know. All right. Well, we had a little bit of rough start with the connection at the beginning, but we'll try to edit
Yeah.
that crapola out.
We'll cut out some of the we'll edit out some of the dead
Yeah.
space. Nobody will know.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Well, peace out.
Peace out.